Web3 has the possibility to expand our mind and expand our tent pegs to what is possible.
Communities like this is that we come together to create the solutions that we want in the world.
The community needs your story, so come join us.
Technology is a tool to impact and bring God's kingdom here on earth.
Right? Play to earn, that's where the game changer comes in.
Well, Web3 is all about asset.
What you have to say is what's needed to be said in Hollywood.
People are looking for the miraculous.
Part of taking back some of that ground.
You are bringing the light into such a dark, dark place.
Very focused on, impacting people.
And just getting started. Participate.
Our partnership it's helping to cut that code of poverty.
Mentorship, entrepreneurship, and faith. These are your pillars to success.
We have given a solution that we have brought this people from Sony, Disney, and Marvel to solve. Will you be a part of this?
And what if I told you that NFT communities are now building through art something that is long lasting, it's legacy.
Eric Skeldon might well be the premier kingdom thought leader in the Web3 and NFT space.
I want you to know personally that I know Eric, and God is going to use this to advance the kingdom.
NFTs are keys. Our ecosystem, we're building up people to even launch their own projects, and even we have an NFT launch course coming out that is going to show you guys how to actually do this, what we've done, and duplicate it. Kingdom Warriors, we are a family of warriors all over who want to make impact in the arts and entertainment space, in the business mountain, using technology, using storytelling, making epic creations with our hands, with our brains. Really, it's just an amazing community of warriors who want to impact culture and shape culture. What is up, Kingdom Warriors? It is Eric Skeldon reporting here from Nashville, Tennessee. Let me know where my warriors are at. We are here in Kingdom Warriors Holders Group. Tag some of your battle buddies, tag some of your familia. I know it's Valentine's Day, so here's the virtual rose for you, virtual digital. I got also a gift for you. Here's the sword. Here's a sword with your rose. Go and take it and be blessed. So awesome. We're having an amazing Valentine's Day. I know it's been it's like Michael Pink wanted to do it today. And then we have another training, how to launch your best-selling book training. We had Michael Pink earlier, sold hundreds of thousands of copies of books. Myself, I got some impartation from that earlier. If you haven't watched that, watch that training. That's going to be up in Kingdom Ambassador Academy as well. Because man, it is time to release your destiny scroll, release your books, release what God has within you. It's time to this stuff to not just be sitting within you, but to activate it, to make a shift to where you see your story, you believe in what God is doing through you, and God is rewriting something, your narrative from, something that's like, man, woe is me, or, can I do this or can I do that, to say, why not? Why not me? Why can I not write, with what I have in my hands? How can that not help someone, a Timothy that's just waiting for us to manifest, waiting for us to bring forth the good news, to bring forth the kingdom, to get a revelation and encounter. So we are super stoked. Today we have this special broadcast. This is going to be a 2-part mini series, a course on how to write a best-selling book, how to write easily write a highly impactful and profitable book that really can really just elevate your brand. It can, get you connected. When I started writing a book, it makes room for you. Your gift makes room for you. We ended up getting Dr. Brian Simmons, to endorse it. Prophet Jesse Shamp wrote a foreword, and that foreword actually prophesied Kingdom Warriors, a company of warriors all over that were going to come together. So it's like just by me stepping out in faith and just getting it out there and doing it was just huge for the things that were going to come. And so sometimes you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have all the keys. You just got to step forth in faith. And the cool thing is, you don't have to do it all. There's people that will come alongside you and bring coaching, bring wisdom, bring the know-how, and that's what I did as well. I partnered with a self-publishing coach and publishing partner to help me to do what I was able to do, which was, had the idea for the book, had a visual idea for it, and then had, some of the chapters and some of the intro, dedication, outro, but I didn't have all the pieces. And I actually, for me, I was able to bring together 12 other kingdom leaders to tell their story to accomplish it. So there's so many different keys, and there's many of you warriors that are here now that are listening, that are going to be live, and also they're going to be watching in the future. They're going to go through this training and be able to really see that it is possible for you to write a book and even potentially turn a book into a script for a movie, or turn it into a video game, or turn it into a comic book. I mean, it's endless, the potential, and so we're super stoked. So without further ado, we're bringing up Sophia Latter. Her and her husband are amazing and are helping us do Kingdom bestseller secrets. They've helped some leaders. One of the Bethel leaders, I forget his name. I think is it Seth Dahl, but he just had an amazing book on parenting that just went super viral, got out there, and they helped him launch the book, and have also launched some amazing best-selling books, and really being able to come and bring some training to help you reign in life and to help you really navigate these waters. So I'm super stoked to bring up Sophia Latter. You guys give it up in the comments for Sophia.
Woo! I'm so excited to be here with you today, Eric. Hello, Kingdom Warriors.
What's up, Kingdom Warriors? You guys show some love. Yeah, Seth Dahl. That's amazing. So, man, we're super stoked, and yeah, thankful, Sophia, for you and your husband always showing love in Kingdom Warriors. Just even the arts entertainment, you guys really prophesied and have been really just praying for people, kingdom people, to start doing things in film and writing and doing things in the arts entertainment realm. And so as the stuff is starting to unfold, it's really cool to see the prophetic actually like bring results. Like we start actually manifesting, not just prophesying,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Eric. It's so huge in our hearts, and we absolutely love what's happening with Kingdom Warriors. I actually remember like when you first, when you were first starting, and God was just like showing us, he was like, the words were commanded victory, right? And we just knew like it's just gonna keep growing. It's amazing. Come on. Thank you, Jesus, for what's happening. Woo! Well, everyone, how many of you here are excited to finally get some clear, simple, and easy steps to use, easy keys to finally beat writer's block? How many of you are stuck in writer's block? I know everyone here, you're obviously here because you want to write a book, right? So how many of you, actually, let me know. I want to place you guys so I know how to serve you best. So how many of you are interested in writing a book, but you haven't started? How many of you have started your book, but you're getting a bit stuck? How many of you have finished your book and now you're like, what's next? How do I publish it? How do I launch it? Let me know inside the chat. I'm going to see. Amazing. I see from Missouri, Tennessee. Hello, my amazing friends and fellow Kingdom Warriors. Come on. Okay, so I see someone says interested, and I can't see your name. I'd love to see your name and face. So you can go to www.streamyard.com/Facebook. But I see Brandon. Brandon's got to have started. Amazing. All right. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so how many of you are excited to firstly learn keys for finally finishing your book, right? Writing and finishing. Okay, Crystal has a book. Amazing. Let me know, Crystal, is it published and launched yet, or is it you've written it and you're ready to publish and launch? How many of you are excited to learn how to quickly and successfully publish your book without having to wait on an invitation from a big publishing company or publisher? Right? And if you're like me, you have a message from God inside you, and you want your message to begin to finally be able to be released to impact people. Okay, Jolene, one finished and now need to write a children's fiction series. Come on, girl. I cannot wait. I'm always looking for amazing kingdom-hearted books for my children. I'm going to be looking out for you, Jolene. Come on. Okay, need to publish and not wait. Okay, Crystal's already self-published. Amazing. And let me know, Crystal, did you hit bestseller status? Did you have that whole, see that all through of strategy? Let me know. I want to know where each of you are at so I can help each of you hear the best. Or let me know if you've got a message. Pop in the chat as well. I have a message. Okay? right? And next, how many of you are excited to create an income stream on the back end of your book, of your best-selling book, right? And some of you might be just, I've had clients who just said, I'll just be happy if I could write and publish a book. It doesn't have to be bestseller. I'm like, no, girl, it's a strategy and we can help you, right? So here we go. Woohoo, Kathy, come on, bro. Amazing. Brandon says, I have a message. Amazing. Well, here's the thing. When you are alive, God is always breathing dreams into your heart, right? I love Eric's community. I love I'm part of, so our Kingdom Warriors community, because it's about dreams. And we understand here the dreams that God has placed in our heart and how important, how powerful and impactful they are when they are fulfilled to transform the world, just like what's happening in Kingdom Warriors. We inspire, we bring heaven to earth, and the Holy Spirit is so amazing that the way it works is so multi-layered. I love it, right? And so I'm going to be showing you today in today's training, part one of our series, how to position your book, right? So for those of you who have just started writing, or those of you maybe have written now with what I'm going to show you today, you might decide you're going to change, certain things of the way you're going to write your book, and that's going to be amazing. Or you can add some things in. That's amazing with self-publishing as well. Those of you, like I know, was it Joe? Yeah, Jolene? No, not Jolene. Crystal is self-published. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to position your book and write it from the start, or edit it so that you can have more finances on the other end. Who's excited about that to carry out more of the dreams that God has placed on your heart? If you're excited about that, put in the chat, I am a dream financier. Come on. Okay, I didn't market well when I released it. Yep, Crystal, I totally get that. My first book was I'm going to share with you guys soon, but income on the backside, Jolene says, yes, yes, yes. Okay, come on. And finally, how many of you need things to be simple and easy? As every person who worked with and helped, they always have been making it more complicated than it needs to be. That's why writing a book, some of our clients, like Seth, when we first came to him, we're like, hey, when we were working on something, we're like, honestly, if you do a book, it will powerfully launch your business, right? And he's like, oh man, my last book, it took me a whole year of writing under the tree, right, with my coffee. And we're like, no. We can get this book out within 3 days. His book was out and done, right? And he's a done for you client. So it's a bit different. The process is way faster. We notice with done for you, it does tend to I'll say a quarter or even a fifth, because we do all the heavy lifting. He didn't even write a single word. And that's a strategy as well. I'll teach you soon. But if you're like me, I need simple, right? So I need simple. And if you're like me, put in I need simple in the chat. If you're a busy parent, a busy grandparent, a busy entrepreneur and parent or grandparent, and you need things effective, clear, and easily achievable. And if so, I am super excited for you to get to meet me today. And so I can help you make books simple, and also to meet each other here inside of the Kingdom Warriors community. See who you're journeying with, as authors. Come on, I see I need simple. That's amazing. So this training is the potential to be a life-changing, game-changing journey as you finally release the message. I want to help you finally release the message. Some of you, those who are still writing or have just started, that God has placed in your heart onto paper and out into the world. So I want to know actually as well, how long, those of you who have not written your book yet or have just started, how long have you been dreaming of writing your book for? I'd love to hear that in the chat. So let me know in the chat. Okay, I want you to talk back to me. We love having fun. We love interacting because we know that fun is powerful, right? Fun helps you retain what you're learning maximally. Like we've learned so much from Seth, who's become a dear friend of ours, and he actually talks about how your brain is taking in so many things at one go. So it's always filtering, right? So it's always taking out. And if something comes to it's through the most intense emotions, fear or great joy and fun, that information is retained. But it'll always be retained through this filter. How fascinating is that? It'll either come through fear and then you'll be like, oh, I really don't like that. Or if it's through fun, it's like your brain's like, yep, let's keep it. It's good for us. So let's have fun, okay? So we love making our sessions fun whenever we're training, because this will help you maximize what you're learning. And that's super important. So as you engage with us inside of the comments, answer my questions, let me know where you're at, and that will help you just retain a whole lot more from today's training. So we don't want to waste your time. Time is the most valuable asset, right? How many of you know that? How many of you have heard time is even more valuable than money, right? How many of you know that? And if not, so when I first heard this, I'm like, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. How does it make sense? Well, think about this. If actually heard one of our mentors, and Eric is saying, he said this. He said, if you had to you got $1 million, right? If you got, let's say someone said you could have $1 million, but you have to end your life tomorrow. How many of you would take the $1 million or take the tomorrow? Right? And that's why time is more valuable than money, because you can invest money to buy back your time and do more during your lifetime on this earth. I always say we want to live life to the max on this earth because we have a God-designed purpose, right? This is my book. This is how we became a best-selling author, right? Through the strategy and things we've learned, Holy Spirit taught us from all the mentors we've invested in and worked with. And we published this book because about purpose. Each of you, I believe, has a unique God-designed purpose. Your message is part of that purpose, right? And it's to the extent that you are able to maximize your lifetime on this earth. And that's why it's so important to know that time is more valuable than money. And it is so critical and powerful when you invest money to buy back your time. So if you're getting what I'm saying, let me know in the chat. Okay, I want to know. And this is why we are holding, like, oh, amazing. I see inside of them, looking at the comments, I see information retained through fear of fun. Let's go fun. Come on. Time is more valuable than money. Time is the most valuable asset. We have the God-designed purpose. Yes, come on. You guys are getting it. I love it. Okay, so here's the thing. As we're holding this session with Eric, and we're so passionate about books and helping people with their books, because for as long as your book is still inside of you, it is helping no one, right? But as soon as you get it from in here or in here, out here, and you have a plan, right? Like Jolene, you said, no, Crystal, sorry, you said that, no, you didn't market it well because you need a plan. Marketing is for the people you serve. Then now lives are being transformed. Every time someone is able with your marketing to get your book and read it, and then go on with it. So in the next session, we're going to talk about how to have the third largest search engine in the world. Not only put it on there, but with the right strategy, have it go and be marketed, be distributed without any upfront costs or inventory on your end. How many of you think that's amazing, right? Those of you who have not thought of self-publishing as a possibility yet, how many of you think that's amazing? So for those of you meeting me for the first time, my name is Sophia, and my husband Philip and I specialize in helping aspiring kingdom authors who desire to release the breakthroughs that are in you, that you've won in partnership with God to help your future readers experience the same transformation. And you're our people, right? We love and want to help you. So we are passionate about guiding the people we work with. And when we have done a few clients, for example, like Steph, we do every step of the way from the conception of their book's idea and then to launching it as an Amazon best-selling book, which we've done not only for ourselves, but also our clients, which like Seth, who Eric mentioned, and he is former leads children pastor at Bethel Redding. And the reason we love working with him as a client is because what is in his heart is so powerful for families, right? And it actually was just on a masterclass we co-hosted for him last week, and he was saying we talked about book and we talked about the different things we've been able to do leveraging that book. And he's like, wow, it's true. Like he's never been able to serve his clients who are parents at such a deep level. And he just finished his first enrollment as an academy, first intensive. And when they've gone through it, the parents have come on the other end. The transformation they're getting is nothing like I've ever been able to do with a low touch membership, without the book, without the rest of the things that we've helped him with, because there is something powerful when it's done right. The strategy not only helps you become profitable, but also the people you desire to serve. How many of you are here with me because you want to see transformation through the message God has placed in your heart? Because the truth is, transformation takes time and money. But if there's no opportunity for the people and no clarity on your end to create that opportunity for them to invest their time and money to move forward with you, then they cannot get the transformation they could really, truly get that's always been in you, able to be brought. How many of you think, oh my goodness, this is speaking to me today, right? Because I know so many authors, especially kingdom-minded authors and entrepreneurs, our hearts are for transformation. We want to steward well the message God has placed in our hearts, right? And that's why I have learned on my journey that marketing and sales is so important, right? Because marketing and sales is not done the kingdom way. It's not icky. It's not something you do to people. It's something you do for them. And that's so important. I think this is why, we are here, right? Okay, transformation. Seth, yeah, Seth is amazing. Okay, so you know what? Actually, I'll just share with you his testimony real quick before I share my story and why books mean so much to us. So give me one moment. Just hold that up. Let me know if you guys hear sound. That's really important to me.
Working with Philip and Sophia has been a game changer for me. They've consulted me. They've strategized with me. They've held my hand the entire way. In 3 weeks, we wrote an Amazon best-selling book. We put together a masterclass.
Is that working, guys? Let me pause it. Is everyone hearing and seeing this page, or is that working or not? Let me know inside of the chat. Eric, is that working?
Yeah, it's working, but it's turning black sometimes.
Ooh, that is weird. Okay.
That's
Um,
working now.
okay, so is it working when I'm on this screen?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, I'll keep on here then. Thank you, Eric.
Working with Philip and Sophia has been a game changer for me. They've consulted me, they've strategized with me, they've held my hand the entire way. In 3 weeks, we wrote a Amazon best-selling book. We put together a masterclass, and we launched an academy all at the same time. It was amazing. Now, ever since COVID hit, my travel and what I did for work before was totally diminished, totally gone. And so I had to go online. And I felt like I was the disciples who were fishing on one side of the boat. And I knew Jesus wanted me to cast my nets on the other side. I just didn't know how. And so we did okay throughout COVID, going online and stuff like that, but not at the level that we really needed or that we really wanted. And so Philip and Sophia came along as an answer to prayer. We literally prayed, my wife and I, God, send us people to help, because we need to cast our nets somewhere else right now. And all of a sudden, Philip and Sophia show up. We executed everything really seamlessly, really beautifully, and our finances are completely different. I work less. I'm more focused on the people that I'm serving. I'm reaching far more people, and my wife and I have made more money in the last month than we did in months and months previous from trying to do it the old way. Philip and Sophia helped us cast our nets on the other side. They're a joy to work with. I even sent them a message. I said, guys, I'm almost in tears here, just with gratitude. I've worked with other people who've tried to help me, and they have not done it the way that you have done it. I feel so supported. I feel so taken care of in the whole entire process, and it was really successful, the one event that we've done so far. I plan to do a lot more, so I can't promote them highly enough. I can't brag about them more than I could. I love these guys. They're so good to work with. They will help you too. Just don't take them too much, because I want to keep doing more stuff with them. All right. That's all I want to say about Philip and Sophia. You'd be blessed to work with them for sure.
Wow, come on, you guys. That's amazing. And that's why, when I was looking, we're kind of building out these pillars for serving Kingdom Warriors and some of the things that, was on the heart of Kingdom Warriors. We have 700 of these Kingdom Warriors that have stories. They have their hero's journey. And I'm like, man, we got to serve these people. And, we get in touch with Sophia, and now this training is coming to you guys. So I'm just stoked. This is amazing. And that was amazing. And it was interesting because and this is how I love how the body of Christ works, because I had people from Wichita, Kansas that's connected to Bethel. They're all talking about this book. They're like youth ministry, children's ministries, like, talking about this book. And then
Oh, wow.
Sophia's helping them, write the book, launch the book. And I'm like, dude, it's so cool. Like, just like everyone's just connected. And the crazy thing was, like, they were the church I was from in Wichita, like, they were helping get a part of this church launch and stuff. I'm like, dude, this book launch has been everywhere.
Wow, that's amazing. Come on, guys. And that's the power of, like, we believe your book is one of the most powerful things you can do to prepare, right? You know, how many of you have heard this say? I love this quote from Dr. Myron Eric. He says, like, if I prepare, my time will come. If I do not prepare, my time will never come. Right. And a book is so powerful because, like, I have no idea, like, is going around your church and it's just like, no, we just often go with the strategy. And then let's see what God does from there as well. Like, it's amazing. God puts his super on your natural, and it just goes, right. It's amazing. Come on. All right. So by writing your books, guys, so those of you, and you see it through to completion with the right strategy, and you publish and launch, watch what God can do, where you can put your book. I've heard some of our mentors, they said, like, they've had these clients who have, like, their value of retention over the years has been like 1 million and more, right? And how they've worked with them, but they actually found their book in a secondhand bookshop, or someone even found their book, in just the randomest, craziest places. So there you go. That's the power of a book done right. Because the book done wrong, like some of you, I saw in the chat, it's a book done wrong is actually going to not really go anywhere. That was my first book. I'll share with you that shortly. but a book done right can strategically attract to you the clients that need what you have on the inside of you so they can work further with you down the road. And that's why we like to call books launch pads, right? Because books are not just, the book done right is not just a book. It's actually something that launches your business and your message transformation basically forward. So I love Seth so much. We love what's in his heart. We love seeing the results. We actually personally invested in him as well because we knew like what he carries is so powerful. So those of you who haven't seen his book and your parents, you really want to check out. It's powerful. All right. So this is why I want to share firstly my personal story and why books are so huge on our hearts. And that's because before we published our first Amazon best-selling book here, which is the Purpose Mapping System, we already had a business we were trying to build, right? How many of you are like us? You've got an existing business you're trying to build, but we felt like a best kept secret. It's like we felt like there was this invisibility. We were posting on social media. We were trying to do this and that. We were running challenges, right? And I invested in an amazing program on challenges, and it was great. Like gave me the structure, everything. But every time I ran a challenge, I only had like maybe 10 people like really join the Facebook group, about 20. And then one person really engaged. And then the person who really engaged would always say, oh my goodness, this is like the best organized challenge ever. I so loved it. It was so fun. But then firstly, they wouldn't buy. And then next, it was like I had like maybe one client over a couple months, and that wasn't enough. How many of you know our business was on live support for the first 2 years? We just kept pouring money into it, investing, trying to figure out how to make it work. Now, you know what? Then I had Holy Spirit start to highlight books. Right. And after I invested and started to see this book to completion, right. And then we published and launched as a bestseller and then used it and leveraged it with a system we've now developed off of that. With everything we've learned, everything changed, right? We went from feeling like we had this invisibility cloak. We were fighting for visibility. And did anyone really want to hear what we had to say? We had that few personal clients, and we knew like what we had would transform, right? Because we worked with a few personal clients. They loved it. They love us, right? But then it's like we couldn't go past that. And how many of you know that's not scalable and that's very limited, right? So how many of you want to scale today or you want to grow? Just create wealth with God in partnership, even if you don't have a business yet. Because what I'm going to teach you today here is going to be powerful for that. And you're going to do it. You're going to get the strategy from even the start. So it's going to be amazing. So with the several strategic moves we made off the back of our best-selling book, for the first time ever, we then hit our first 10K month in revenue. And then things just kept rolling, right? Momentum. We started working with Seth, different things like that. So a book done right, and then if you've got a plan behind it as well, it can change the game so much for you. It can start to build strategic partners, right? Scale and grow. Let's go, Jolene. Visibility, amazing. Come on, guys. Yes, you're in the right place. Come on. So a book done right for us, why we're so passionate about it is because we believe books are not just books. They are like the first step, right? A starting point. Or if you've already got a business that's going amazing, it's like the next level booster, right? The turbochargers, my husband called it. He's like, if you want to take it turbo, come on. If it's what changed everything literally for us. And that's what we've gone on to help our clients like Seth do, to take their visions to reality and even launch profitable business platforms or take their existing business platforms to the next level of profitability and growth. So who's ready to make some progress in your book after hearing what I've shared today? Come on. Someone saying in the chat, book done right and planned. Woo woo! Books are not just books. Books are turbocharged. Come on, so much fire. All right, guys, so good, because we believe if a book done for us and like Seth could change everything, it can do the same for you too. And that's why we're here today. So what we're going to share with you today is exactly what has catapulted us from invisible to breaking through the glass ceiling in our impact and income. You know what, guys? How many of you are ready for your 2023 to look completely different from your 2022? Right? How many of you are ready for the message inside of you to get out in a bigger way? Right? In a more impacting, deeply impacting way to those you serve or want to serve than you ever have. Let me know in the chat if that's a yes. Right? Because the thing is, actually, I want to go into this a little bit more before I go into these 3 stages. So, yeah, well, you can leave that or I'll take it down. Eric, it's up to you. But there's a message inside of you. I really felt God wanted me to bring this today. There's a message inside of you that God has uniquely placed in you. Right, because that is the way that you were designed to deliver this to the world in a way only you can. So if you're someone who has been wanting to write this book, but then you've been looking around, you've been looking at your industry, or you're looking at the mentors you're learning from, you're like, why would someone even want to hear from me? Right? Is it worth seeing this through to finish? Is it worth investing my time, my energy, my money into it? Right? Is it worth it? Well, I want you to know, yes, it is worth it. And the reason is because you have a message that no one else, like even me, I can't reach someone else that you can, because some people might look at me and they go, she's too this, and I don't like it, right? But they might look at you and they go, I resonate with you, I relate with you, your story is like mine, right? And they want what you have. Pedro, one of our mentors, Eric always says, right, favor is on your face. Who is the people that are designed to be drawn to you? Because what is costing, firstly, is your own fulfillment, your own income, impact, influence that is always connected to your unique design purpose, which this is part of. And next is costing the people who only you can reach and be transformed by that message, right? So many people are looking around, they're going, will it even matter? Well, yes, it matters, right? I felt like crying writing this yesterday when God was putting it in my heart. You matter. The book inside you matters. The message inside you matters, right? The book and the people and the groups that are meant to be impacted by your book, by your speaking, by whatever it is that God is calling you to, cannot be until you see yourself the way that Papa sees you in his eyes, right? That Papa sees you, that who he created you to be, to designed you to be. He's delighted in you as, wow. And he says you are, as you step up and you arise and you shine so that the world can see the glory of the Lord that's in you in the unique way that Jesus designed you, right? Released to transform and impact the world around you. And there's no better way than to start with a book and with the right marketing and strategic plan to then leverage that book to get your message out. Because the truth is, what's in you matters, but someone needs to firstly find you, and then they need to know, like, and trust you. You must establish credibility. I believe you guys are not like, you're kingdom hearted. When you're kingdom hearted, you can become, a person of increasing value. And that's also what money is attracted to, right? Money is attracted to value. So I want you to take a moment. I want you to ask this question. Papa, what do you love about me and the way I'm created? Right? There's not enough time here. Just take that down. Right? I believe God is going to speak to you. I want you to also ask him. Maybe just scribble that down, or someone can put it in the chat. Right? What is special about me? What is the unique kingdom package I am? Okay? So love you to just take that to him in your time after this training, maybe, and just really listen, soak if you want to, and is powerful place to receive his heart. All right, so here it is. Eric, you can pull that up now. Thank you so much. So this is everything we're doing here, and everything we do with our clients, our done for you clients. It's all about moving you up for this pyramid. Okay. And so this is the 3 stages in your dream financier's journey. And this is what we have noticed, okay, as we look around, that most people go through these stages. And so stage 1, you have the brave action taker. I believe, let me know as well inside the chat as you look at this. I love these 3-stage models because you have no idea. Every time we do a training and we've prepared this, we've thought through this, we've clarified this, the people we serve always go, oh my goodness, that was so helpful. That's one of the most powerful things. So here you go. Thank you, Crystal. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, Papa, what you love about me. Come on. All right. So the first level that we see is often people start at is the brave action taker, right? And some of you might find yourself there today, and you've been interested in a book. You want to write a book, but you made some progress and maybe you've gotten stuck. Right. And so most of the time we find that people who are in this stage, when they come to approach a book, because of everything we've been taught and known about books and authors, a lot of these mindsets actually are like Seth was before he worked with us, because his last book was done the traditional way. And it's actually what we call the old way. Right. From the mentors we learn, we're just so grateful for. We're so grateful. Like some of the investments we made, they're like, oh my goodness, Jesus. If I had not made that investment, I would not know the strategy. And it's just incredible. Like, so that's changed the game. But we used to think of books, and my first book, which I'll share with you the story soon, I keep alluding to it, but it went nowhere. Right. And I also, it was a tedious process. I saw it through, but it took a lot out of me. Right. And don't get me wrong, book will always take, it's got to take intentionality to see through. But when you do it with the right strategy and the right way, which I'm going to start teaching you today, you will actually have a much, much easier way than if you just sat down and wrote off the top of our head. Not to mention, it'll be a lot more successful when people actually read your book, for leading them on to get a deeper transformation because you understood this stuff and you put it in strategically. Okay. So then what this means is often stuck and exhausted, right? It's beautiful. I love that you're a dreamer. Dreamer here is not a bad word. Dreamer is a good word, right? You're dreaming with God. You're going, yes, I want to turn the vision you've placed into my heart into reality. But here's, Philip likes to use this example. He says it's like trying to hack your way through the jungle with a machete and then going around in circles. And the truth is, this is a real statistic we've heard. 90% of authors never hit publish. That means most authors get stuck in brave action taker, right? So the next level that you will want to help you move through is to spirit-led author, right? And the spirit-led author often, they're tenacious, they are a finisher, they've seen their book through to completion. I think that's like you, Jolene, you say is that you finished your book and it's done, now what, right? But then, or some of you published it, you've self-published it, but then you've got a book on the shelf. Now what, right? You've battled through, you've got your written book. Some of you did it the old way. You didn't have that strategic process that made it easy. You're probably feeling like this was a pretty tedious process, but now, and your book is now sitting there and you're asking yourself, now, how do I make money off this, right? It's not walking off the shelves like I thought it would be, right? How many of that was me with my first book? It was like, I thought, I just put it out, I hope and pray, Lord, just connect the right people with it. I had one sale. It never hit bestseller, and never heard a word from it again. I can't remember what the title was, but anyways, you'll be thinking you'll be living off maybe the 1 million copies of your book sold, right? But then 97% of authors, that is not the reality. Without a strategic plan, that is not a reality. So that brings us to the top level. And the top level is the Kingdom Bestseller CEO, right? And the Kingdom Bestseller CEO is following a well thought out strategy. They use their book for leverage to open up bigger doors past their bestseller status once they hit bestseller with that strategy. And they have a team helping them doing the heavy lifting, and they're not guessing and wasting valuable time and money. And the result of that is that they get there really quick to impact income and transformation. Now, don't get me wrong, you can do it without a team as well. Just take a lot longer, but you can still get there. But the key things here is also using your book for leverage and having a well thought out strategy. So then you reach, and for those of you who are like me, time is more valuable than money, and you'll invest money to save time, impact income transformation, maybe in a quarter or fifth of the time, but can get there with a good strategy, okay? So this is the 3 stages. And in this training, I'm going to help you discover how you can finally break through what's in the way to those of you who are still writing the book and completing the book. And for those of you who completed your book, in the next session, you're going to be excited. That's going to be about publishing and launching. And so the message that you were born to release can finally be out there getting into the hands of the right people. And also, you want to learn how to write it in such a way that it's going to lead your ideal reader and potential clients to work further with you, right? And that's why just now I mentioned transformation comes with time and money. So for those of you who want to impact, it starts with your book. And then if you want to create more opportunities for people to go deeper, which will also firstly give you greater income and then give them a greater result. Win, win, win. I love the kingdom. The kingdom is win, win, win. Come on, someone's saying, woo, this is it. Come on. So you know what? When we work with our one-on-one clients as well, like Steph, we actually help them come up with a customized plan and how they use this book. So for those of you interested, past publishing, launching, when you use this book, you can use it as a way to maximize your impact and income on the other side of that bestseller status, right? And some of you might not be like, I'm not sure I want to do business, and that's fine. But how many of you think options are better, right? With what you learned today, you have options. I think options are much better. So options to create a stream of income if you want. Now, is it okay if we just dive straight into our training for now that you've heard my story? Because the number one secret you're going to learn today is if you have a kingdom bestseller, it provides you with leverage, right? And if you want to have, someone's in the chat saying transformation comes with time and money. Yes, transformation comes when someone is able to invest their time and money, because where your treasure is, your heart is also. So yes, you are creating opportunities for your people to have deeper transformation when it's well thought out and you're willing to go there. Come on, good stuff. I love hearing from you guys. Options, what is the name of the book? Jolene, tell me which book. Do you mean our book? Our book is actually not on publishing and launching, but I'm actually writing that one right now. But our book is on purpose, and God's coming alive with your God-designed purpose. But let me know if there's a book I mentioned that you want. Let me know. Or if you want to be on the wait list for our book, let me know as well. All right. So if you want to have more impact, if you want to stop just trying to post here and there on social media, replicating the next influencer you see in hopes you'll finally break through the invisibility cloak and limited engagement, to finally create business and revenue in your business, There's one way to do it, to keep posting, but there's also a much easier way to do it, and that is through first establishing your authority and your credibility in your unique sphere of influence. And we believe that field of favor that God has put you on, and there's no better way to do it than with a kingdom bestseller launchpad, like we like to call books. And leverage is also making a small tweak to get a giant peak. That's why some of the strategies we've gotten through investing in coaches, we're like, oh my goodness, right? Like if I didn't get that strategy, I'd probably end up like my first book. So it's huge. A book done right provides leverage for your business. And if you want to be recognized, here's the thing. If you want to be recognized as an expert in whatever space you believe you are called to, and that's important because who knows, if no one is willing to listen out of a heart that's receptive to truly hear what you've got to say because they don't know, like, and trust you, then no one can be helped. Right? So you've got to put yourself out there as an expert by writing your book firstly, and then publishing it and launching it the right way. Because your book is like your best business card ever. And if you want to reach many people with your message, even those you never meet, there's no better way than with a book. All right, so here we go. Let's go. I'm here not to just give you guys good information. There's going to be actually a worksheet for you guys as well later, and you're going to be able to download that. But I want to help you move through your writing process along massively through next level clarity and implementation. So before we dive into that though, I want to share 3 powerful secrets. We'll share 2 before I go through some of the worksheets with you, and then 1 after. Okay, so the first of the powerful secrets is the number 1 mistake that authors make when it comes to writing their book. How many of you think in the chat, what is that mistake? Amazing. I see you guys saying awesome stuff. Awesome. And this is awesome. Amazing. Come on. All right. Let me know inside the chat. What do you think the number 1 mistake that authors make is? Want to hear from you. Come on. I'll wait for a few of you to guess. I just like it. I like you guys guessing, and it's fun. What is it? Is it with the publishing? Is it, actually that we just stay on writing. Let's stay on writing. Stuck on editing and formatting. Someone says, okay, good stuff, good check. And Eric says stuck on editing and formatting. What else? Anyone else want to give 1 guess before we tell you? I'll look in the chat. But okay, the number 1 mistake that authors make when it comes to writing their book is not starting with your end in mind. Let me explain. I want to ask you, why do you want to write a book? What are your reasons? Let me know inside the chat. Is it leaving a legacy for your children? Is it releasing the keys of breakthrough hidden inside of you right now that you know will be transformative for your future readers when they read your book? I see a lot on editing and formatting. Good guesses, guys. And then, or is it wanting to partner with God as well to create a stream of income to fund the dreams He's hand placed in your heart by having the ability and the opportunity to build an online business platform on the back end of what's in your book? Right? I want to encourage you guys, when you're thinking about your book, to not be short-sighted, but actually look at it with a long-term vision. How many of you have heard this saying that says your vision becomes your future? I'll say that one more time. Your vision becomes your future. What you see about your book and where it's going becomes your future because it influences what you write, what you put in, and how you release it right now. Right? Releasing the keys of breakthroughs inside of you. Awesome. That's so good. I love that you are here. I love that. So good. So it's incredibly important that you know where you're going because this will influence how you write your book and where it is leading your reader to the next step. This is how you can actually serve your reader best. If you want to bring transformation, this is how you serve your reader best. It's by developing an extreme clarity on the journey that you're about to take them on. Is it okay if I speak to you today about books from a strategic standpoint, right? Not just like tell you let's motivate you to write. No, it's okay if I speak strategy today. And even if you're someone who doesn't think you're ready to build a business around your book right now, can we speak to you, like I said earlier, from a standpoint that will allow you to get expanded vision so you have more options down the road if you do choose to build a stream of income? How many think that's good? Let me know inside the chat. Options. Yes, Jolene says yes. When writing your book, look at it long term. You guys are getting it. So good. Come on. So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you that secret, right? I kept telling you that story. I'm going to tell you a secret. And the first book I ever wrote, published, and launched, it was not the purpose mapping system, and it did not become a bestseller. It was a recipe book that I worked really hard on about 6 years ago when my firstborn son was probably 1 or 2. Right? And Philip took him out, and I was just working on this thing. And I was like, I'm going to build a influencer business around this. I'm going to because I was posting on social media and got into some health breakthroughs, right? God, it brought me into these. But it was such an unnotable project. I cannot even remember the title of my book, like I said earlier. And it only sold one copy, had no reviews, did not transform anyone's life, and did not hit bestseller status. And even worse than that, it left me wondering if what I had to say around releasing a breakthrough that I experienced in my health even mattered at all to those I was trying to serve. Right? How many of you know when you experience something like that, the enemy's always trying to piece like cause and effect that isn't? Right? I didn't know I didn't know. I didn't know I didn't have strategy. I didn't know you needed coaches, mentors, team, whatever to help me get there. Right? And now that's what's changed everything with this book, done the right way, with a coach, with a mentor, with a strategy, seen through fruition, right? With a team. Come on, we hire people to do different aspects, right? And here's the thing, I was trying to build, I was trying to serve, but it didn't change anyone's life and it left me feeling discouraged. So mentors have changed the game in my life, right? And as a quote from Kevin Harrington, he says, mentors are what my key to success. He's the Shark Tank guy, right? And they will be yours. I say the same. I take this quote and it's true to me as well. Mentors are the key to my success and they will be yours. And here's another one I just said. One of our mentors, James Malinchak, he said, marketing is not something you do to people, it's something you do for them. Right? So amazing. So grateful. In books, I've got mentors like him and a whole lot of other mentors that have brought together what we now do and what we are able to bring. So good. Eric, actually, do you want to take a moment and share with us how big in your success have mentors been?
Yeah, it's been everything. I always tell Kingdom Warriors and anyone I speak to, like self-education has been the biggest key for me. Like I invested $55,000 for this business degree from University of North Texas, but I would say the tens of thousands I put into self-education, into mentorship, whether it was, $3,000, partnering with a publisher, and now, like having like yourself and people that can help people actually take their dream book and launch it. It is like like I couldn't imagine trying to. I was just looking at just talking about impact and like, and even the person I used at the time was pretty new and doing it kind of very on the side and stuff. But I was just looking today and we have 22 5-star ratings, and just the fact that like that we were able to launch this thing, and just and that fact that 22 people like left a review, hundreds of people bought it. It did become a best-selling book. And I think for me, I definitely, on the next thing I do, which Sophia, we have this Kingdom Real Estate book that we're gonna be launching hopefully with you. And so it's just like it's amazing to see, like, to go from glory to glory. And it really does. It people don't read it, it doesn't matter. It's like if nobody ever gets gets the message, if nobody ever gets, to read it and get some breakthrough or connects, it's like. But mentorship is key, you guys. Like, being able to pay for mentors who have done what you want to do is the number one way to accelerate your life. Number one way to do the things that the story, of course, with Kingdom Warriors was raising $50,000, paying for the people that could do that, what we wanted to do: animation, graphics, marketing, just the team, operators, people who can help us. You have to pay to get where you want to go. We couldn't have built a 7-figure brand without saying, hey, we brought on really good consultants and mentors from the Web3 space, film too. We have pretty much brought on the best mentors possible. People who have done 2 films with Lionsgate. We're like, hey, we're going to pay you a ton of money and you're going to help us do this film. Here's the story. Do you like the story? And they're like, come on, let's do it. So you have to pay to get the people to work with. And that's where the breakthrough is. It's not, you don't have to try to do everything. You guys work and partner with kingdom vetted people who can help you do what you want to do.
Yeah, so good, Eric. So good. Amazing. So exciting. Come on. And like what builds, right? As you invest, then you invest in the team and doing it, and like the vision just builds, and then it's just going to accelerate. And so as you were speaking, this quote was coming to mind. It takes money to make money, right? And as you invest that, and then it
got to
makes
risk
more.
it to get the biscuit,
Yes.
People who are afraid to risk anything. And the interesting thing is, like, Jesus said the thing God is looking for the most is faith. The Roman centurion was a man of faith. The woman, in Israel, was a woman of faith. So it's like that's what God is looking for us. And when we're risking our finances, which in America, that's the thing people care about the most, is finances, and around the world, because
Everywhere around the world, yeah.
Culture is just tied with money, and the enemies use money to try to cripple us. But if we can realize that what we do, our votes, our, voting with our feet, voting with our money, voting with our time. When we start voting with that and sowing that into kingdom, and kingdom risk taking things with partnering with the Holy Spirit, there's like so much breakthrough because we literally just partner with faith and then we believe and then God just shows up for us because God honors the faith that you do to learn. When you invest, when you invest money to learn how to do something great like public speaking, I invested in public speaking, online marketing, digital marketing, Bethel School of Technology, and this is all after getting a business degree. Coaching just to learn like my mindset and grow as a kingdom leader. Public speaking, like all those different things were all things that just, and then self-publishing, for someone to help me publish the book, to software and like all the websites and stuff. It's all just investing because you want to one just have a team of Avengers, team of people around you to help you build the vision, and then two, you want people to be like, you want those people in your corner, and it's like it's the ultimate key to up leveling yourself is doing that.
So good. Yeah. It reminded me of dream team. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? So good. And you know what, guys? Like, it's so interesting. Like, we brought this up actually in Steph's masterclass last week, and it was about how many of you heard about the monkey, right? Like, how monkeys are caught. Have you heard that one, Eric? Like, how monkeys are caught? No? Oh, okay, cool. It's that God was highlighting even after I shared it there, but it's like, it's so powerful because when I first heard, I was like, oh my goodness, it's so powerful. So it's that, like the way monkeys are caught is they cut a hole inside of a heavy box. Or someone also said that day, I think it was James, he said also coconut, right? And they actually put something that the monkey really loves in there. And the crazy thing is the monkey will put his hand in there, but he can't pull it out when he's holding this thing, right? And so like when I heard this first, it was like, oh my goodness, because what it is like, it's such a parallel to when we are holding on so tightly to the money in our hand, the things we have, they were afraid to let it go for the mentorship or the coaching or that wisdom, right? Because wisdom is what we need. When you have wisdom, the Bible says wisdom is more valuable than gold, right? Because with the right wisdom, you can multiply and create that go over and over. So it's that crazy principle of like when we have that, God speaking as like let go, because there's always another level you have to let go, right? And so it's like God was my daughter actually came to me with like a monkey like on a little tile, like it was a game, and like I was like, yeah, monkey, right? Reminder, like let go, because it's so powerful. When we're not willing to let go, think of it, guys, is it wise or is it foolish? Like does the monkey have so much more outside of that coconut or that heavy box and that one thing in there, right? All the blessings, all the breakthroughs that he could have stepped into and be free is all stuck in there, and then they take him and they capture him and gone. Right? So, wow, that monkey principle is so, so powerful. But when we're willing to let go at the right moments, there's always wisdom when you're vetted. Like, I love how you say vetted, because it's when they have proven process and they have kingdom hearts. That's a really good place that you can learn, and they've got results, right? And you can learn from them, you can work with them, and you're going to get that return on your investment. It was so good. I see in the chat, you guys saying invest, mentorship is key. So good. Prepping to go work. Come on. So good. So good. You guys are getting it. Come on, guys. All right. So the reality also is that, in the marketplace, the authors we've seen, just like I did with my first book, trying to do it all themselves, doing all the work, published and launched as I did with that book 6 years ago, they still end up missing the benefits of why they wrote the book. Transformation and impact and income, as well as a launch pad that a book done right can be for your life, career, and business. And how many of you can see what could have happened inside of that time, that really maybe the months or even years that they were working at this book, or you have been working at this book, what could already have taken place if you shortened that, if you collapsed time quickly with a proven process, if you were able to, without done for you, like Steph, it was 21 days, right? 21 days from vision to reality, like literally becoming bestseller. 21 days for done for you. When we coach our clients in a group, often takes about 90 days, sometimes we notice. But here's the thing, when you have that and you see it through, what's on the other end is actually more valuable than what you put in with that book. So by not having that expert input, the strategy with the plan, right, that takes so much longer trying to figure it out yourself, and you might still never go out there. And that might be why, and I do believe that is why 90% of authors never hit publish, right? And they stay in that first level, breathe, action taker. Come on. So much fire. People say, yeah, this is so powerful, isn't it? I'm so grateful. Jesus, you're so good. So when you do that, you still also struggle with invisibility, which is the whole reason, like some of you might want to write your book. You finally want your message to get out there, and we don't want that for you. We want you to have a powerfully written, published and launched book that you can leverage and you can use to bring deeper transformation to the world around you and create wealth of God to fund the dreams inside of your heart and be a kingdom dream financier. So is it okay if I give you tens of thousands worth of value inside of strategy alone inside of the next few minutes? I'm going to go into that because without the strategy, it is going to take years for you to figure this out. And even worse, like I just said, you might end up disappointed and dying with your message in you. Remember how those of you who have heard this famous quote by Dr. Miles Monroe, how the graveyard is the richest place in the world, right? We don't want that to be you. So is it okay if I shortcut that and I legitimately give you the ability to take the fast track? So the biggest shift you need today to easily become what we call a HPA, which is a highly profitable author, is what do you guys think it is? I know you're probably starting to get it already inside of the chat, but it is, I see yeses, come on, yes, you're excited, let's go. It is, okay, what do you think is the difference between authors that maybe make nothing or make a couple of like hundreds a month, or authors that end up generating tens of thousands in revenue per month? What do you think that is? Now wait just a few moments for you guys. Mindset shift, yep, it's a shift, that's right, it's a shift in seeing it. A mentor, Eric says, yep, so good. Mentor, come on, mentor is definitely one of them. Now, the other one is looking at books the new way. By making a mental shift, and just like Seth did actually, like on the last masterclass he just shared, he was like, I came out a different person working with Philip and Sophia because I looked at books all the way that to let go of, and they helped me look at it a new way. And it took letting go of, like he said, just like that monkey, right? Not only does it have to do with money and time, it also has to do with your mindsets. Letting go of that, making a mental shift, and letting go of the many of the things you may think you've known about writing and selling your book so far is going to take your life to a whole nother level, right? And yes, we're very privileged to be your mentors right now inside of this training. And so that is definitely part of the key. So good. So who is excited to take a quantum leap? Who's excited to go faster? And who is excited to finally change the world with your message and get rewarded for it? And so here's the question that's going to help you get this mindset shift, okay? If your revenue goal is not just a book, it's my book, it's my story, yes, come on. And it's your story that's designed to bring transformation if you have the right plan and strategy to bring it. I'm looking at the comments if you guys are wondering about what I'm talking about. Yes, come on. All right. So if your revenue goal as an author, right, to start up is, let's say, $10,000 a month, is it easier to sell 1,000 $10 books or 5 $2,000 coaching program clients? Let me know inside the chat. Which one is easier in your thought? Is it easier for you to connect with 1,000 people or 5 people and persuade them to make an investment that's in their best interest? Which one? Who's getting this? Is it 1,000? So if you've been thinking of selling your books as your primary product, 5, Eric says, yeah, come on, 5 clients. Yeah, Jolene says 5 clients, definitely. Right? If you've been thinking of your book as the primary product, this is where the shift is that's going to really accelerate you. I call this the primary product to best calling card ever shift. Okay? 5 times 2K, come on, guys. Yeah, you're getting it. So good. So when you realize that rather than seeing your book as your primary product, that you're just going to focus on selling as an end in all in itself, instead you write it and you publish it and you market it in a way that it is like an advertising card, like your best business card ever, intended to strategically bring your dream clients on a journey that starts with your book, that helps them find you and taste and see of the value that is in you in such a powerful way that they want to work further with you, and you help them know how to do that inside of your book through we've got many strategies, right? I'm going to share a few with you today, but there's a lot more that we share with our Done For You clients, and we actually just put in their book. Our Done For You clients, they don't even have to write a single word that they don't want to, because there's a strategy where we help them, and then we will just they speak it. It's all the stuff that's inside them, but then we do all the heavy lifting. We put the gold in, right? And so this is what changes everything. It's your reader's next step from your book that will be more profitable for you and help you bring them a transformation more deeply done right. Who's excited with that? Woo! Let me know inside the chat. So I want you to write this down. So I'm putting in the chat as well. Everything in my book is bringing people closer, or maybe put must be. Everything in my book must be bringing people closer to deepening their transformation with my help. And someone put that in the chat for me, please, so everyone sees that. I want you to write that down for yourself, okay? Everything in my book, oh, thanks, guys. It's my privilege to bring this to you. I want to see you succeed so powerfully. Thank you, Jesus. Everything in my book is bringing people closer, must be bringing people closer to deepening their transformation with my help. Okay, that's the way you want to see your book as you're writing it, or if you finish writing it, go back with fresh eyes and look at it this way. You don't want to put a book out there that's just a book in itself, okay? And not take you the whole way. Of course, you can do that, but it just take you a long time, right? And you have to connect with those 1,000 people to get a book, right, into their hands. So how many of you would love if as little as 30 to 60 days from now, you could literally add the title of Amazon best-selling author to your name and have a cash positive asset that just keeps referring your best qualified clients back to you, not to mention experience the privilege and fulfillment of witnessing the radical transformations that countless people will now have the opportunity to experience through the goal that God has placed in you. Because when we do that with our bestseller, we call it like the bestseller package, right? It's done for you package. We help them with that. We actually give them a call at the end as well when they finish their book, when they launch, and we give them a marketing plan, right? And so some of them continue with us, some of them take it by themselves. But that's what can help you do. In the 1 to 2 months, you could have those 5 clients, right? It could be that $10,000 that so far outweighs whatever you invested in there to help you get it done. Right? So who's excited about that? Isn't that exciting? Like to be able to add Amazon best-selling author on the other end of your name. And that's not just, it's not a vanity thing. It's actually something you must understand. Marketing is for the people you serve. It's not to them. You're helping them get credibility, see you with eyes of credibility so they can take in what you know truly matters. And I believe you guys, not putting something out there that you believe is just crap, right? You're putting it out there because you want to bring transformation. I already saw that in the chat. You already told me that. So I know that. So how crazy fulfilling is it? I want you to think about it. If you got to wake up every morning and your job was to change people's lives. How cool is that? Because that's what became possible for us with our book. And I know for Eric with Kingdom Warriors, right now, Eric, you do everything. It's building the Kingdom Warriors. You get to do what you love. And that's what we believe can be possible for you too, starting with a book done right. So today we're also going to be talking about building your business, as you already noticed, right? So if you've got an existing business, like I said, and you're stuck in a certain income ceiling, so you're going to learn how to bust through that during our 2-part trainings, okay? And like I said, maybe you've got an amazing business and you just need to go a bit turbo. That's great as well. Amazing. I want to help you with that. And maybe if you don't have a business or product, what I'm about to give you through with those worksheets, it's going to be powerful. It's going to help you strategically clarify your potential field of favor and then I'm going to actually help you. It's going to be exciting. You're going to create your signature framework. How many of you have a signature framework already or not yet? Right? How many of you, let me know and help you create your signature framework and roadmap today otherwise, okay? How many of you are excited about that? If my book becomes a bestseller, that means I'm helping people in their transformation. What a shift. You're welcome. This is so awesome. That makes my heart happy. Come on. Favor, yes. Woo, come on. Okay. So I've got one more secret for you, but I'm going to share it only after this stuff, okay? So now, Eric, I know we said we won't do the workshop in here just because we already gone 1 hour and 4 minutes. So we won't do the workshop here, but I want everyone to go to this link. Eric, if you pop in the chat so people can click on it, that'll be amazing. And it's the wealthofpurpose.tv/kingdom bestsellers-1. Oh, crabbies. Sorry. I say that my kids, my babies. But it's not, I haven't put it at that link yet, but actually I'll drop you that link, Eric, if you could share that with everyone here. I'll just give you the Google Doc.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry, I was gonna make a bit.ly out of it, but then yeah,
yeah, we can email it out as well.
Okay, we can email out as well. All right, I'll just show you guys on the screen and we'll email it out then. That might be easier rather than a whole Google Drive link. Okay, we'll email it out and you can get it after this and you can work on it until our next session, okay? Amazing. Sorry, but baby language, like little kids language coming out. Okay, someone. Okay, so this is, let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. There's my worksheet. Okay, so, woo, signature framework, someone says excited. Whoa, come on. Okay, you guys are welcome. Okay, here it is. So, this is the worksheet you're going to get from us. And, whoops, what did I do? There we go. Okay, so first we're going to help you choose your book topic, okay? So this is, you're going to establish with these questions, who you want to speak to the most. And maybe if you've got a book written or you're still in the middle, you want to go over your book again with these so you make sure what you're writing. Because here's the thing, guys, when you write your book right, you're going to build everything around it. From what I've just shared with you with that second secret, it's not the book itself that makes the money, okay? Yeah, Eric got yours. Come on, our book's here. It's what you build around it, right? What you build around it is where the real money is on the back end, right? So, and also the real transformation. I want you to remind yourself of this as well. Write it down. Transformation starts with my book. Don't you think like that? Transformation starts with my book. It can really bring someone some breakthroughs, huge breakthroughs, right? Like I was completely given a breakthrough by, I think it was Joyce Meyer's book years ago when I was like 16. And it gave me a huge breakthrough. Then I went on to listen, right? And I wish she had like, what if she had like an intimate coaching program? What would that be like? Would that be like, crazy like transformation, right? But I got that one breakthrough, and this is where it starts. And I want you to think of it. You want to take people deeper to really serve the ones who are committed and ready to go are also the ones who will get the best results. Those are the ones who will invest with you. So we're going to nail down your unique positioning firstly. And to do so, here's the list of clarifying questions. And this book, when you go through these questions and you base your book on that. So like, for example, with Seth, he's got Designing God's Dream Home. Now everything is there, right? It's the Designing God's Dream Home book, the Designing God's Dream Home Academy, Design Masterclass, and then Academy. Right? So, and then Inner Circle. So I'm going to lead you through these questions. And so firstly, we go, who do you want to speak to the most? You want to take this away. You need the time to go through it after this. Okay. Then why is speaking to them important to you? And for the first question, actually also think of this. Who pulls the compassion out of you? Who are people that you look at? So for us, we've identified right now we're investing all our effort into books because we see it as such a huge potential launchpad. So we are focusing in there, and it's entrepreneurs who are stuck in invisibility cloak, right? Or they're not able to fund the dreams God has placed in their heart. Those are the people that they pull compassion out of us. Next is, why is this important to you? Okay, and why is speaking to them important to you? This is super important because when you ask yourself this question, you'll also often start to see whether your personal transformation story. Like I put that, this will become a core part of your book's introduction. Sharing your story is very powerful and it's very important done right. You want to share your story in a way that your audience can relate to. And that's why starting with your who is so important. And then now you know who you're speaking to, and you got so many stories, right? We got a lifetime of stories. Our lives of stories continuing every day, heroes' journeys. But what are the stories that were most relatable to that audience in that book that you really want to help? Okay, so that's the people that you want to be able to, amazing, Eric, thanks for pulling that up, big up. So that are the people you want to speak to with your story. You want to set out the things that relate to them before, and then tell them what caused the change, right? That is, honestly, as you ask yourself, why is it important? You will get that. And then after, what is happening now? What is it that now you're experiencing that your reader and your audience will feel like they want, right? This is really important. Now, the next thing is, what is your book going to be about? This is super important, okay? So I'm about to share with you. This has to be a hook. It must be a want with a neat, like Pedro, Eric calls it the pill of the peanut butter, right? Like my husband doesn't like peanut butter, so every time I say that, he's like, no, not peanut butter, chocolate, okay? So chocolate, pill in the chocolate. So it must be a want with a need, not a need without a want. Okay, I'll give you one example. Yeah, this is good, isn't it? Oh, come on. You want to think of what your reader desires the most. So for example, we worked with Seth. He knew that the root cause of things not working on the home is a lack of connection. So he knew that the pill was connection. So when he talked to me, he's like, connection, it's about connection. Let's talk about connection. But then we identified that what parents want the most is cooperation, right? As a parent, you're not thinking about just that. You're like, oh my goodness, if they could just listen, right? If they could just obey, right? And most parents are stuck, they're thinking of that consciously. And it's not until you've been educated enough in how it works and why it's not happening. If you don't want to use brute force and damage your kids, but you want to use, like God's wisdom as a parent to bring cooperation that's stress-free into your home, then you start to understand connection. But that's the pill inside of the chocolate or the peanut butter, right? People are drawn and we advertise and we talk about stress-free cooperation. Okay, let me know in the chat if that's making sense to anyone today. If that's giving you a shift and it's really helping you think differently about your book, please put that in there. I want to know. Amazing. Someone says there's authority in your story and give someone transformation. Let's go. Come on. Okay, so the next thing is you want to get clear. Will your book help them, so to help you get clarified, will your book help them experience healing in their health, in their finances, relationships, or hearts. Because really everything we do, right, as kingdom-minded people bringing on earth as it is in heaven, we're bringing people into greater experiential realities. We contend and we go higher. The more you can get, the more you can release. The abundance that Jesus paid for you to have, the abundant life. So you're bringing healing in some way, right? It's like it's healing in their identities. Maybe some, like with, for example, with Kingdom Wars with film. I believe film done right, the Kingdom Way is a powerful shifter of identity. You're healing someone's identity and you're providing them with hope and peace, right? Would you say that, Eric? I think it's so powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
so
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah, amazing. So what is then the tangible outcome that your audience consciously desires that your book can bring to them? Okay, I'm seeing yes. Good. I want to know that I'm really helping is landing. Okay, good. So the next thing is a couple more questions. Some of you might not need this. You might be already clear on this, but if not, I want you to go through the small frustrations your ideal reader has in your market, their biggest wants and desires. You can also think about what people ask you about, or some of you, might not have that. So then what do you love talking about these things, just little things you think about. And then you can put down your favorite 3 potential ideas for book topics if you're just starting. And you can evaluate this, ask yourself, really, what is the tangible outcome of your book? Does your client want this, need this? And are they going to be consciously excited about this? There's always hide your pill inside some peanut butter or chocolate. Okay, let me know in the chat, chocolate, if you hear that and you see that, and then decide on your final book topic. All right, the next part they've got for you is creating your self-diagnostic. So those of you just now, you saw our self-diagnostic with a book, right? With the Kingdom Bestseller CEO, who is a dream financier. So I'm going to help you create your own today. Who's excited about that? Who wants to have their own self-diagnostic model? Eric says, yes, come on. Okay, so this is very powerful. When I learned this, I was like, yes, this is very, very powerful, because when you want to show versus tell your readers where they're currently at and help them see that the keys and wisdom you bring are a proven path to help them get to the level or identity they desire. So this is another example. This is from something we did with one of our amazing friends, Dr. Darlene, and hers was thriving as a kingdom leader, right? So we had the fat follower to the meticulous manager to the royal refiner. Powerful identities. But here's the thing when you want to think about it, okay? So you'll see on the right, there's experience. On the left, there's behavior, okay? And I want you to think about this. So here's I'll put it, actually, I'll quickly type, no, oh good. Someone put it in the chat for me. If you are something on the right-hand side, it's probably because you are behavior on the left-hand side, and therefore you are having a certain experience and a certain identity. Does that make sense? I'll repeat that one more time. If you are, so for example, right here, if you are stuck in frustration, it's probably because you've been going after quick fixes and focusing on latest fads, and therefore you are having the experience of a fad follower. Does that make sense? But then when you change your understanding and your behavior, and you start to focus on refining and aligning your body, mind, and spirit with original kingdom design, you now experience a state of flow with Holy Spirit and optimized capacity to lead and win in life, and therefore you operate as a royal refiner. Does that make sense? Okay, so there's some questions to help you. What are some levels or stages, like 3 is best, that your ideal reader might find themselves in? Right? So Eric, you might have like Kingdom Warriors, right? What are the 3 stages that Kingdom Warrior you notice goes through? So it's like
Yeah,
identity.
I love this. This is so helpful, you guys. This is so good.
Come on. Woo, so good. Come on. So when you think identities, when it's personal, or if you're working with businesses, then situational. Okay. And then think of the behaviors that keep or get someone in that identity, that stage, and that's going to go on your left-hand side. So like you say, when you share with someone, when you start to work with them in video, right? So after your book, and put some in your book, and then when you actually in person with them, you can really expand on these if you want. But just put in a few words, like you saw here, just a few words. You can go even less words, and then you expand on that. But then you list the outcome and experiences of that level or stage, and the descriptors that will have someone identify themselves in that identity, and that goes on your right hand side. Okay, so that line, I'll put that into the worksheet later as well, so you guys can go through that. So it's, if you are this, it's probably because you're that, and therefore you are experiencing this identity. All right, there we go. Oh, and from there, actually, sorry, one more thing. So now the framework. So now that you've got I want you to always start with your self-diagnostic, because your framework is about how you help your people that you're called to serve get from level 1 or level 2 to level 3. So your reader now wants to know how they can get from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, or level 2 to level 3. And so think of this as your proven roadmap that you use to get your clients the specific outcome of what you offer or what you're going to offer. This is why vision is powerful, guys. You see and you start to see from beyond and have long-term vision with your book. You're not stuck at just a book. It's leading them somewhere to get deeper transformation. So an example is, this is our framework. This is our Platforms of Purpose roadmap. So our foundation at the bottom is a lifestyle of hearing from God, heart healing, leadership growth, and intercession firepower. That's our foundation of everything we do. But then you start with uncovering your unique positioning, which are helping you today. You publish and launch your best-selling book. Then you leverage that best-selling book. If you don't have an audience or you have a small audience, we find a virtual summit is best. If you don't, you can, like Steph, you can skip straight to the coaching program. But often we find a lot of engagement and momentum happens with the summit as well. And then you go and you design and launch a coaching program. And that's what we found personally to be most powerful, right? So that's our thing. So now it's your turn. So how are you going to get this? So what is the outcome you are delivering? So now look at level 1, right, of your self-diagnostic model. And I want you to list out the big and common problems that you've noticed people face on the journey to that outcome. Then list your solutions to these problems and what you teach or coach your readers to do, what you would if you don't have any clients, to overcome these problems. Now you can turn these into 3 to 5 pillars, steps, or ideas, and you've got your signature framework, right? So for Seth, he had the foundation of hearing from God, and then he identified everything he was talking about that he was overcoming his problems, went into the buckets of beliefs, fruit, and culture. So that was his framework, right? And so that's how simple, guys, like you guys can get that framework and you have that confidence now. So what we're going to do is I want you guys to work on this. Those of you who have like really gotten a lot of value and you want to come back for the next training, which we're doing in 2 days, right, Eric, on Thursday? So right at 4 p.m.
Thursday, same time, 4 Pacific, 6 Central. So, and then we'll try to email this out tomorrow morning so y'all can get this as well. And we'll post it in the holders group as well.
That's so good. Thank you, Eric. That's amazing. So guys, if you can go through all of this, I want to teach you on Thursdays. It's super exciting to me how to use AI to assist you to rapid brainstorm your outline so you can rapidly create a solid outline, because a solid outline is your best way to write your book. Okay. So we're going to do that on Thursday. I'm going to start with that. And you're going to get a taste of that. And I'm going to help you through. I'm going to give you another worksheet then. And prompts is going to be exciting. But for now, I'm just going to share the last secret before we wrap up. Is that okay, Eric? Do we have time for like the last secret?
Yeah, this is so good. You guys, drop some fire, you guys, for Sophia. This course for, Sophia had you guys in mind, Kingdom Warriors. She's been a Kingdom Warrior general, from the beginning, and just really had you guys in mind. And when we were thinking about one of our pillars of how we can have Kingdom Warriors, have a launchpad and apostolic hub. So you guys, shout out to Sophia. This has been so much gold. And yeah, let's hear it.
Come on. You guys are welcome. All right, so you're now ready for secret 3. So secret 3, these are some of the things we throw into our book when we help out done for your clients, but I'm going to share a few with you today. So those of you who are writing, you can start to have that in mind. And this is how you can write your book in a way that brings your dream clients to taking their next step further with you, so you can help them in a deeper way, whether that's a one-on-one strategy session or enrolling in a coaching program with you, okay? And the first one is these are powerful keys based on brain-based learning and neuroscience. So I guarantee you're going to be able to implement these 2 things right away, okay, as you write your book today. First one is change every I, me, we, are, us to you and yours. Okay, when I learned this, I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm doing it from now on. And this applies to your speaking as well, guys. I think differently when I speak now. When you speak, you always want to think of you and yours. And the reason is because your brain and mind is designed by God to be on the lookout for information valuable to us, and we filter out everything else. It's powerful. So when you speak with a you tense, you're helping your audience really engage, because now their brain is going, yes, this is for me and this is going to make a difference. So I often get asked by my clients how this works. If you want, you can put in an example in the chat, or Eric, just feed me an example. Give me a we statement, or I, me, we, are, us statement, and I can help you guys turn into you or yours. Okay, if anyone wants that, I can put that into chat. Now, if the next one is planting seeds. So you want to plant seeds this is why starting with your end in mind is so powerful, because then you can prophesy what you're able and about to step into. Oh, sorry, ignore the purpose mapping challenge thing that I used. I duplicated those slides and deleted that and used that as a template. So ignore that down there. So this is why starting with your end in mind is powerful, because when you can then say, when I am working with my coaching clients, when I am in a one-on-one strategy session with someone, when I am speaking on stage, if you want to speak, right? So you start to plant these in so people know. They know how they are able to help you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Eric. That's good.
Yeah, I
And
gave an
Kingdom Warriors
example.
right here.
And
Thank
I
you so much.
struggle with that a lot. I think I write my wife, I'm like the guy that they say that meme for, like there, and there. Like I end up just writing and misspelling. I'm glad with AI and autocorrect because anyway, so I do these things a lot with language. So yeah, what would be the best way to reframe this?
I think you actually already got a you statement there, Eric.
This is a good. Oh yeah, because it said you
It
on
is
your.
good. Yeah, you already put it in there. Maybe some. Okay, let me think. Maybe something like, often we as parents get upset because we don't have the tools we need to and understanding we need to help to connect well with our kids so they cooperate. How about that? I hope I can remember what I said. So we change that into, often you as a parent can feel frustrated because you lack the understanding and tools to help build connection with your child so they cooperate. Anyone see that?
So what about
Does that
Sophia?
make
What
sense?
about the you know, and no, I love that, and I definitely when it says you, it kind of makes me think like, oh, do I? And but I wonder, what about the whole idea of like, you know, I guess when you're giving wisdom, sometimes how they say like, instead of saying like you need to like run 3 miles and you need to just like basically the like what we know we need to do as far as like weight loss or whatever, like those kind of things, like eat
Yeah.
healthy, about you need to do this. Instead of saying, hey, I tried doing this, I've done this, and this is what worked. Maybe it'll help you. You know, Michael was talking
Yeah.
about that earlier. Is that's kind of that's probably maybe a little different scenario, but
That is a little different. And what I recommend in that sense is you could possibly start with like, I have found blah, 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 blah in my journey, right? And then you go, and this is what it means for you.
mhm, got
Does
it,
that
got it.
does that make sense? Like, yeah. So then you start with like, so you now you're putting yourself, you know, like you have to do this, you have to do this, right? But it's like, okay,
Mhm.
I found as a parent, so you share a story, right? And then you can use a transitional and say, and this is what it means, what I've learned means for you, right? It's and then you can go on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, and I just had that thought because Michael Pink
Yeah.
was he was talking about that
So good.
earlier in terms of like sales and like stuff, which was different than I guess the writing, like the third party or different perspectives of writing. So I just was curious about that.
Yeah. Oh, such a good question, Eric. And I agree. I would agree with him in that because yeah, you never want to be like, you're doing yeah, so good. I love it. That's the other side of that, isn't it? That's so good. And the other thing you want to drop in as well, guys, is let me tell you about. So these are before and after stories, right? And this is where you can drop either previous client testimonials, personal transformation stories, or it could be friends you've given a piece of advice to, or even your family member, right? This is how you begin to establish clear credibility because people are able to see that you are able to help them in that way. All right, let me know in the chat if that's making sense. Amazing. All right, so this is what I want to end with. Actually, before we go into that, is there any last questions before we go into this and wrap it up? If so, how about Eric? You let me know in the chat while I keep going, okay? Awesome. Okay. So I actually, while I was preparing for this broadcast, I actually had someone send me this word, right? She's one of our mentees. It's amazing. And she sent me this and I was reading it while I was preparing this outline for you guys. And I was like, I've got to just share that line. She said, there are books being released from heaven in this season that are going to have some of the greatest impact in changing lives that has ever been seen. So
Oh, I
weighty,
just
guys.
saw that word, and that was shared in Kingdom Warriors and 100x, and yeah, that's powerful, and I really think it's so good. Like, and what I'm excited about is what I was even talking to Michael Pink about was like I even was just seeing like Michael Pink's he's like trying to figure out more ways to like get this out there and different things. But I was just seeing like as we're like going into metaverse and all these things, like once you have the book and that framework, like Sophia's saying, that can go into coaching program, academy, that can go into the metaverse, that can go into video games, immersive learning. So like we're
Yeah.
talking to Oral Roberts about some different immersive learning with some like the greats with the faith. And so, like, your books
Wow.
really can go into so many different, avenues once it's there, you know, in that format, so.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing, Eric. That's wonderful. Yeah, and the thing is, guys, like with what we've given you today, your book could literally be around, what we've birthed out. And once you get that clarity when you go, you can even write your whole book. This is what our book was based around. It's a framework, right? So out of that framework, and when we do Done For You, we lead our clients through like specific questions to just get it all out as well with each part of your framework. But this framework is what you could literally write your book around, and then you base your whole business and coaching around, right? And you're not stuck to it. You can add to it anytime. And that's the beautiful thing. When we go into the next session, we're going to tell you about the new way of publishing. And with the new way of publishing, right, Eric, we can just, at a click of our button, we can change anything in there, right? It's like literally you can change anything inside of your book instantly. So you can always add to your framework or change it, but you want to start somewhere. Don't let fear of not knowing the whole, like what it's going to be like in 10 years or like 2 years or whatever, stop you from just getting as clear as you can now, so you can begin to help people strategically. Okay, so I want to affirm that the dream that God has placed in your heart to write this book matters. It's not a light matter of unimportance. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that it's 100% worth investing your time, your effort, your money, your resources to just get it through whatever you need to make room in your life to bring this book into fruition. Because as much as it is about the goodness of God in bringing you into a dream fulfilled that's a tree of life personally, the dreams of God fulfill when they become trees of life, they also become trees of life whose leaves bring healing to the nation, right? And when you think about it, like I just said, everything we do when we bring on earth to is in heaven is actually bringing healing in every area. I know someone in our mentorship, she's like, I've never thought of financial healing before, right? And that's the truth. When you help someone with wealth, you're financially healing them, right? What is the area looking like for you? What does healing look like for you, for your people? Is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it financial? Is it relational, right? Wherever you're called to bring transformation and impact in this kind of healing, is into each of your readers, is what only you can bring the way you can, like I said earlier, and is what is helping them step further into experiencing the abundant life that Jesus paid the price for them to. And that's what your book is doing. So your dreams being fulfilled matter. Your book being written as a dream being fulfilled matters. And in this case, it's writing, publishing, and launching what the kingdom bestsellers in your heart. So I want to end off with this. I want to end off with, don't let the enemy steal the dream that God has placed in your heart by lying to you and telling you it is unimportant, is not worth your time, is not worth whatever you need to do to get it to fruition, to completion, to reaching the most people in the way possible, to establishing the credibility you need for them to listen and to be truly deeply impacted by what's in you. As anyone can become an Amazon bestselling author with the right strategy, right? And we've helped our clients do the same. We've done it for us. And so we're going to bust some myths around publishing inside of our next session. We're going to have AI with creating your books outline rapidly after you complete. I want you, you guys who are pumped and ready to go, complete that worksheet. I encourage you today so you're ready. I'm not you, yeah, but that's really the best. And then we're going to talk about how the drawbacks of a traditional publishing house and how the new way of publishing can serve you today, so you don't have to play a waiting game of waiting for someone to approve of you, right? In fact, like there's so many drawbacks we've heard around traditional publishing, right? There's things like, you have a whole lot of inventory, right? You have to now pressure to sell that. You've got to fork up a whole lot of money up front for your books to come, right? Awesome, like the rights, right? Like down the road when they want the rights to their book, no, they can't have it because their publishers have the rights, right? And royalties, all this stuff. So there's a new way without any hoops to jump through. You have to know the right settings to prevent headaches in the future, how to set it up right? We've done a book and then we're like, okay, we've learned another thing, or like, oh, we'll do it differently. So we help our clients, they just avoid these pitfalls. But the ball is now in your court with what we're about to teach you, so you don't need to wait on someone else. Okay? Amazing. All right. Well, shall we pray, Eric, and then end it off?
Yeah, come on, you guys, give it up for Sophia. And Sophia, yeah, just thanks for everything, and we're excited. You guys, part 2, mark your calendar for 4 Pacific on Thursday. We're gonna get this. I was just talking to our email team. You guys remember we were talking about having a team? I was talking about our email team, 10, Kristen, and we're gonna get this out to you guys, and we'll post we'll get this PDF or the Google Doc, and we'll also just drop it in the files in the Facebook group, so you guys, the hungry ones, you guys are going to go after it, and you guys are going to see the reward. So I'm
Come
stoked.
on. Thank you, Eric. That's amazing. And guys, I want to also encourage you with the questions. Don't get stuck. If you don't know what to say for some, just keep going. Like I know with our clients, we actually pocket coach them 24/7, the done for you ones, and they just get, just want to keep you going, give you when we pocket coach, we can give you insight. We can't do that here, but keep going. Okay. Just don't want you to let the momentum stop. You want to keep the momentum going. Don't stop and settle. One last thing before I pray is don't stop and settle, guys. You know that story of Terah, like Abraham's father-in-law? How many of you know that he stopped and he settled and we never heard about him again, right? So don't stop and settle. I just declare over you as I pray, this is not going to be you. You are not going to stop and settle. In fact, you are going to be a finisher. Your time is now. And look, guys, you're in the right place. You're going to be able to see it through and you're going to have the right strategy. I declare you're going to have the ability to invest in team, in strategy, in the ability to be able to take your book truly written, published, launched the right way. And you're going to be able to leverage that. I declare that this is the start. You would think that this is just a book, but I declare that this is a start of the ignition of a fire that God has placed inside you so that you can build a business around it that allows you to deliver that transformation on a high scale and a level that you've never even dreamed about right now. And that is what is birthing here. I just declare that over you, that the movement and the message within you will be released. It will not be stopped. It will be unleashed and it will go and it will impact many in the spheres of influence, that unique spheres of influence who are called to, that only you can reach and serve in the mighty name of Jesus. And Father, we just bless each person's process as they go off with this worksheet. Holy Spirit, we thank you that you are the one who works with us. And we just thank you for that flow, those downloads from heaven, just like in this word from Lana, Father, that these books that are there, that each person would just be reaching up, grabbing that connection point and releasing on earth as it is in heaven what you've already designed and want to speak into them, through them, into the world around. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Come on.
All right, amen. We'll email that out and put this up in the events and guides for Thursday. So that's the end of part 1, and we will see you guys in part 2. See you guys.
Blessings. Bye-bye.